Bienvenue dans l'autre segment d'émission Law, Politics and Society. Non pas moi, c'est Max Osinal. Merci d'être quitté nous rentrer la cas aujourd'hui encore. Malheureusement, docteur ou même avec nous, c'est humain et il fait faute. Très souvent, faute yo fait yo fatal. Et si nous chanceux, il doit y avoir des injures qui marquent nous pour toute la vie. La loi de la Floride bat nos droits. Si par exemple, on famille nous t'a mori ou bien nous gagnons des injures, que nous sommes capables de chercher compensation. Malheureusement, plus que 20 000 cas de malpractice qui fait dans l'État de la Floride, c'est seulement 3 000 personnes qui ont recours à compensation qui fallent complaindre. Pour permettre de gagner information, si ça t'est arrivé ou bien famille ou, chose ça aujourd'hui à pouvoir de toutes sortes besoins qu'on ait et qui toute décision qu'on prend. Pour faire ça, je suis avec moi, Maître André Pierre, qui est co-host chose ça. Maître André Pierre.
Et bonsoir Maxo, bonsoir à tout le monde qui a regardé le show. Nous sommes bien contents de ce que nous rencontrons encore, les filles nous quitter, nous rentrer la carrière, nous disons merci encore. Et nous avons un show qui est extrêmement paqué pour vous à soir. Nous avons un gros avocat qui est licencié dans l'État de Floride là, qui vient parler nous différents de cas de medical malpractice, qui vient parler nous de personal injury, et cas accident, monde qui tombe dans le travail, glissé tombé. Et tout bagay ça, nous avons un avocat Cullen Lane qui là avec nous à soir. Avocat Cullen Lane, monsieur gain plus que 14 ans depuis la pratique de droit dans l'État de Floride là, li spécialisé dans l'area qui est les medical malpractice, personal injury, moun qui tombé dans le travail, moun qui tombé dans le public, moun qui fait moun qui tombé tout l'autre côté, moun qui gen ka accident, moun qui gen presque tout bagay que pour assurance compagnie pas vle bon bénéfice que mérité a, ben avocat Cullen Lane fait presque tout bagay ça. Encore Attorney Cullen Lane, welcome to the show, Law, Politics and Society. Thank you so much for accepting the invite to be part of the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's get right into it. You know, my co-host, Max Osinal, began the show by laying out the groundwork and the foundation. And I think the issue he wants to get into, and I'm going to let him ask the first question.
The big issue out there is what is malpractice, because it's an issue that nobody really understands if you are not an attorney. What is malpractice? It is so complex.
You're talking about medical malpractice?
Yes.
Okay. Medical malpractice is you've received treatment from a doctor or hospital, and that treatment has fallen below a reasonable degree of medical care or standard of care, and something has happened to you. Now, you can go to the doctor, you can go to the hospital, and we have to understand that things are going to happen. It doesn't necessarily make it malpractice.
Mm-hmm. Which is exactly what Max said right from the get-go. I mean, we all are human beings, and we make mistakes. Hospitals make mistakes, you know, doctors make mistakes. And a lot of times, you know, it's very difficult for the hospital or the doctor to admit that they did something wrong or they operate below the medical standard. As a lawyer, how do you find out exactly how can you actually recover for wrong that was done to a family or a person?
Well, to even file a lawsuit for malpractice, you have to have another doctor review what happened and submit a report prior to even filing a lawsuit. So even before you get out of the gate, you've already had to do some sort of investigation, which also includes ordering all of the medical records, reviewing the medical records yourselves, and having whatever specific fields. If it's some sort of heart problem, you'll have a cardiologist review it. If it's some sort of issue with a surgery with a back, you'll have another orthopedic surgeon review it, or a neurosurgeon if a neurosurgeon has done some sort of spinal surgery. So that's taken care of before you even start the process, so everybody kind of has an idea of what's going on first.
Don't you think that's kind of difficult and complex for, let's say, for example, you know, that you have a family member that is admitted to Jackson Memorial Hospital, okay, for you know, I guess chest pain. And the next day the person does not come out, the person died in the hospital. How do you proceed, you know, to make sure that you get actually some relief from this injury that you suffer as a member of the family?
I'm glad you brought up Jackson. A lot of things do happen. It is a county-run facility, and there's also the Jackson system. So you have Jackson North, you have Jackson South. I think there's a Jackson Community. Mm-hmm. Those hospitals are considered state or county hospitals, which means they're governmental entities. So you're going to be very hard-pressed to even find a lawyer to take a case against those hospitals. And you probably ask me, well, why? They're hospitals. Well, because they're covered under what's called a sovereign immunity statute. So the most you can even recover from those hospitals is $200,000 or per claim, $100,000 per person. So as a plaintiff's attorney that does malpractice, because of the costs involved, which can go into hundreds of thousands of dollars that the attorney has to put out of his own pocket until the case settles, and that could be 2 or 3 years, you can't take a case like that because you're not going to get a large enough recovery, even if they blatantly did something wrong. So you just don't see a lot of malpractice cases against the county hospitals, unfortunately.
I understand that malpractice, medical malpractice, is not only done by doctors. Are there any other people who can be accountable for medical malpractice in the field of medical?
Absolutely. If a nurse does something wrong, maybe administers the wrong medication. A lot of times when there's surgery, there's a checklist of every surgical item that is used, and somebody's responsible for that checklist and making sure that that item ends up not outside of the body, because sometimes people get stitched up and they have some sort of medical device or some sort of suture that's left in it that should not be in there. And there's somebody responsible for that, and they may not necessarily be a doctor. But, you know, you can sue the hospital or sue them for malpractice.
There's a consent form that the doctors always ask you to sign. Does that form have any impact on your decision as an attorney to go after?
No, it does not. The consent form that you've been asked to sign is basically saying, I can operate on you. And in law school, we learned that touching somebody that does not want to be touched is considered a battery, as we know. Okay, so you're basically saying, okay, this isn't a battery, the fact that I'm going to cut you open and do surgery is what the consent form is for.
Il y a 3 bagages avocat dit là qui est important et m'ta remen dit en créole. Premièrement, avocat dit comme ça que l'autre de ou aller dans l'hôpital ou bien au docteur, gade les qui ou faire opération, gade les quitter bagay en dedans dans opération, gade doit quitter un ciseau en dedans bien, yo quitter un fil en dedans. Eh bien, les docteurs fait bagay ça, c'est ça yo considéré en medical malpractice. Deuxième bagay qui est important yo dit qui me pense que nous tous devons comprendre, l'autre dans l'hôpital qui fait partie des États ou bien qui fait partie des counties, l'hôpital ça yo, que l'hôpital ça yo fait une méchanceté, yo dit comme ça que ou pas qu'à joindre plus que $100,000 par monde ou bien $200,000 par claim. Ça veut dire comme ça que l'autant de que l'hôpital ça yo fait ça que l'on soit de malpractice, qu'on y a que avocat faut hire l'autre docteur qui pour réviser cas qui a coûté presque 15, 20, $30,000. Faut hire un investigateur, faut hire l'autre monde qui pour réviser tout bagage ça. Le finir en même temps tout pour gagner tout document ça pour garder. So en pile temps l'autre des docteurs fait ça que on sorte de erreur ou bien que mal pratiqué médecine, c'est difficile en pile pour un avocat prendre cas ça pour travailler sur lui, le finir en même temps tout même si on prend en pile temps, il ouais que pas en pile soulagement pour ma famille. So ça important en pile pour tout le monde reconnaître ça. So et n'a pas entré dans position là pour nous.
Is there a statute of limitation?
There is. It's 2 years, but with any law, there's exceptions. It's actually 2 years from when you knew or should have known. So sometimes what happens is something may happen, you know, on, let's say, January 1st, 2012, but you didn't figure out it was malpractice till, let's say, June of 2012, June 1st, 2012. So if the courts agree with you and say, okay, well, you probably could not have figured that out till June 1st of 2012, that's when the statute starts to run. So really that would be 2.5 years and not just the hard 2 years.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, on connaît avocat ba en pile information, so n'a prend un petit break, n'a retourner tout à l'heure, ou regarder law, politics and society.
This show was brought to you by Attorney Cullen Lane.
Sinal Consulting Group, c'est un consultant business center pour business plan, incorporation, 501c3 for non-profit, income tax préparation. Sinal Consulting Group, c'est la référence. 305 308 82 29. Office là offre tout, life insurance, money management et investment. Relais jodi pour une consultation gratuite 305 308 82 29.
Si vous avez besoin d'un avocat pour immigration, cas criminel, l'État et fédéral, relais avocat dans le bureau André Pierre dans 305 398 96 46. Pour accident machine, dérangement dans le travail, glisser et tomber, relais avocat André Pierre dans 305 398 96 46. Ou ka gen droit jusqu'à $10 000 dans bénéfice. C'est seul un avocat qui a fait rejoindre l'argent. Nous ici là pour servir. Si vous pas touché, nous pas touché. Ou pas le droit frère avocat avec des pensions. Relais avocat André Pierre dans 305 398 96 46 ou soit aller dans 550 Northeast 124e rue dans North Miami.
Merci d'être été avec nous. On va regarder Law, Politics and Society. Non pas moi, c'est Max Sinal. Je dis avec avocat Cullen Lane et ma co-host André Pierre. On a parlé de malpraxis et puis de toute l'autre bagaille injury avec accident qui arrive. On pas oublier nous dit que quelle que soit décision qu'on les prend, l'information ça permet tout qu'on ait qui meilleur bagaille pour faire. Nous avons parlé de malpractice. We were talking about malpractice before the break. Do we need an attorney for any malpractice case?
Absolutely, you need to talk to a consultant attorney because, like I was saying, like Jackson has a statutory cap. However, it's a teaching hospital, so you're going to have some doctors there that work for University of Miami, which the cap does not apply. So if you hire the lawyer will definitely be able to investigate that and determine if you have a case. If there's any sort of question about anything, you should always consult with an attorney. I know with my practice, those consultations are absolutely free, and most personal injury attorneys will give you a free consultation.
Well, while you're talking about personal injury, one of the major, well, there are major issues, but one of the major is slip and fall, glisser tomber, and car accident, accident machine. Can you get into that and let us know what is the law of the land when it comes to personal injury, slip and fall, and car crashes?
Okay, you're kind of talking about two different bodies of law, so to speak. With a car accident, there's various insurance coverages involved, your coverage and the person that hits you's coverage. A slip and fall is pretty straightforward with insurance coverage because you're looking at, let's say, the local grocery store, whether it's Publix, Winn-Dixie, or one of those. You're looking at directly at them, and the only insurance that really applies for you is whether you have health insurance or Medicare or Medicaid.
Let's start with car accidents.
Okay, a car accident, you see everybody hears the ads and the signs around town, 10,000 in benefits. Okay. What that means is Florida is what we call a no-fault state. It doesn't matter who's at fault for the accident. Okay. So when you get in an accident, your medical bills are your responsibility up to the 10,000 in benefits you guys hear from the ads. Then you also have a portion of your policy called property damage. If they're at fault, they're required to have it. They will have your car fixed up to 10,000 or whatever the limit is. It could be 20, it could be 50 or 100, whatever they purchased. Or if you're at fault, your car will be fixed with your portion of the property damage. So you have two components: the PIP, the personal injury protection for your medical bills, and the property damage to get the car fixed for them. Okay. So either you have it for them if you're at fault on the property damage, or they have it for you if they're at fault on the property damage, and everybody uses their own PIP. Does that make sense?
Right.
It sounds complicated.
Right. No, that makes
it
sense.
Okay.
You cover it all. Avocat dit comme ça que depuis un accident machine, n'importe monde qui a faute là parce que loi Florida dit comme ça que n'importe monde qui a faute là depuis un accident machine ou alors docteur et assurance doit payer pour yo traiter ou parce que c'est ça loi dit. Deuxième bagage là, en même temps, tout le monde qui cause accident, assurance monde est responsable pour ranger machine nous, les fini pour ranger machine. But troisième élément, vraiment des avocats. The third part of it is what you call, let's say if you have permanent injury. Okay.
If you're injured. Okay, so you go to the doctor. Let's say you went to the hospital even. You went to the hospital, and you go to the hospital a lot of times if, unless you're almost going to die, they don't admit you and they say follow up with your primary care physician. You can follow up with your primary care physician, or you can go to a chiropractic or some sort of other specialist that you may feel like you need to go to. And then they will bill your portion of the policy, your personal injury protection portion of the policy. And that's what those ads are talking about, your $10,000 in benefits. They're not talking about $10,000 in your pocket. They're talking about $10,000 in medical benefits. Now, the only way you can get a portion of that $10,000 in benefits is if you have lost wages. So if the doctor says, hey, you can't work for 2 weeks and you make $500 a week, they'll pay for your personal injury protection, will pay for $1,000 at 60%.
Right.
So they'll pay basically $600 for your 2 weeks of work that you missed.
How does slip and fall differ from personal car accident?
Okay, slip and fall, you don't have the personal injury protection, and then obviously there's no property damage. So a slip and fall client comes into my office, we sign them up if we decide to represent them. We send a letter to wherever they fell, whether it's the grocery store, a convenience store, it could be, the department store. I've had cases from all sorts of, I've even dealt with cases where they've tripped on something outside in the parking lot, like a parking girder that the rebar is sticking out, things like that. That also counts as a trip and fall. It doesn't, people think slip and fall or trip and fall, they're thinking the banana peel in the grocery store. That's not the only case. Last year we settled a case where it's also considered premise liability because you have to keep your business in a safe condition. There was a lady that was walking out of a department store, and there was a big piece of metal sticking out of the door and cut her foot wide open. Okay. I had another lady that was coming out of her hotel room at a fancy hotel in the Coconut Grove, and the carpet had separated from the threshold. Okay, all of that is premise liability. She tripped on it and fell, obviously.
Is there a comparative negligence when it comes to slip and fall?
Yes, there is.
Why?
You're responsible to pay attention to basically make it very simple. You're responsible to pay attention. You should be aware of your surroundings. If the jury finds you, say 10 or 20% at fault, it'll reduce your damage award by that percentage.
How does that impact whatever recovery that you can get?
Like I just said, if you get recovered, let's say make it real simple, $100,000, and they find you maybe 20% at fault because you weren't paying attention, or maybe you were leaving your hotel room and had a couple drinks or something, or on the cell phone is another big one. They could reduce your recovery by 10, 20, 30%, whatever they think you're at fault.
Vous voulez traduire ça? C'est
Non,
très important.
qui est important, pile. L'autre component qui est avocat entre là-dedans, c'est là que qui doit dans le public, ou bien on sorti dans l'hôtel, ou bien on sorti dans Bradines, n'importe dans store ça, ou on sorti les filles après ça, on bagaille ta passe. En dedans, on connaît en dedans dans le public, l'autre qui doit tomber à terre, ou bien qui doit un gros profil à terre, les filles sous ta glisse, ou ta tomber sur ça, ça veut dire comme ça que mettre public ça, gagne une sorte de duty qui est doué ou qui est doué qui est public ça, non gens qui safe, de quoi que pour pas gagner problème là ça. Même dans l'hôtel là, parce qu'il y a un invité pour venir, si il y a un invité pour venir, il doit qu'il l'autre bois dans condition que pour pas qu'il y ait un pièce problème, si n'importe bagarre a fait l'autre bois tout, c'est contacter avocat nous, c'est relayer office de quoi que pour nous garder cas pour nous connaître exactement qui problème qui gens que nous ca résoudre pour parce que loi dit comme ça que il y a des protections que loi ba ou c'est pas moi même qui écrit li, c'est pas Maxo qui écrit et pas avocat CJ qui écrit, c'est ça qui est écrit dans la loi État Floride là, protection ça doit gagner, so si store ou bien que de grocery ou bien de shopping store ou bien hôtel là pas fait ça pour faire yo contribuer faire négligence, eh bien ou éligible pour jouer une compensation, c'est relais avocat relais dans office de quoi pour aider sur ça. Pas oublier Maxo, go on question.
Oui, if you fall at your job, can you sue your company, the company that you work for?
That now you're getting to workers' compensation. Okay, that is a administrative court you can go into. If you get hurt at work, common one, construction worker working on a roof falls off the roof. Okay, breaks his ankle. Very common Miami accident with all the building that goes on. His job is required to provide him a doctor and pay his lost wages. Okay. So you do not get money for pain and suffering in workers' comp. Now, to complicate that a little bit further, let's say you're driving a delivery truck for Federal Express or UPS or a big company like that, and somebody else hits you, okay, then you can go after that person. But then they have any money you recover that workers' comp pays, they have a lien on that case.
What do you mean?
Okay. A lien it means you're going to get a recovery, and somebody is entitled to part of that recovery. The law in Florida is designed to make you whole, not better than whole. So if you go to your workers' compensation doctor, he treats you, your employer, FedEx or UPS, because you're the driver, pays for those bills, or their insurance company pays for your medical bills, and then you turn around and recover money from some third party for those medical bills that have been paid for, that's considered what they call a windfall. So the law says, no windfalls. So now the workers' compensation is going to say, hey, we want our money back because we paid for those bills and you just got money for those bills. That's considered a lien. So you can have a hospital lien, a workers' compensation lien, a health insurance lien, and liens are very complicated. As a lawyer, if you pay a lien that's actually invalid, that's considered malpractice by the attorney. Or if you don't pay a lien that you're supposed to, that's malpractice and you can get sued. So it's a very complex area of the law, and an experienced attorney will know whether a lien should be paid or how to get it reduced, because some liens are stronger than others.
Andre?
Well, wap gade law, politics and society, na pran un ti break, na retourner tout à l'heure avec avocat Cullen Lane et ma co-host Max Osinal.
This show was brought to you by Attorney Cullen Lane.
Sinal Consulting Group, c'est un consultant business center pour business plan, incorporation, 501c3 for non-profit, income tax préparation. Sinal Consulting Group, c'est la référence. 305 308 82 29. Office là offre tout, life insurance, money management et investment. Relais jeudi pour une consultation gratuite 305 308 82 29.
Si vous avez besoin d'un avocat pour immigration, cas criminel, l'État et fédéral, relais avocat dans le bureau André Pierre dans 305 398 96 46. Pour accident machine, dérangement dans le travail, glisser et tomber, relais avocat André Pierre dans 305 398 96 46. Ou ka gen droit jusqu'à $10,000 dans bénéfice. C'est seul un avocat qui a fait rejoindre l'argent. Nous ici là pour servir. Si vous pas touché, nous pas touché. Ou pas pral doué frère avocat avec des pensions. Relais avocat André Pierre dans 305 398 96 46 ou soit aller dans 550 Northeast 124e rue dans North Miami.
Merci d'être été avec nous. On va regarder Law, Politics and Society. Non, pas moi, c'est Max Osinal. Avec moi, je dis, c'est Maître André Pierre, un avocat de renommée. Plus que 18 ans d'expérience en dedans communauté haïtienne. Et je dis à tout, nous avons avec nous Maître Cullen Lane, qui est un avocat de renommée, tout, qui a parlé nous de malpractice, et puis de personal injury, spécialement slip and fall, et puis car accident. Attorney Lane, do we need to hire an attorney for slip and fall or personal injury? If not, tell me under what circumstances that we can do so.
You never need to hire an attorney. The choice is always up to you whether you want to hire an attorney or not. But the attorney is going to have a lot of experience in the situation you're dealing with. Most people maybe have 1 or 2 car accidents a lifetime, hopefully none, or they have one slip and fall. It's your first time dealing with that. The attorney deals with it for a living. So they're going to know the ins and outs of it. They're going to know, what law applies, how to pay for liens, because you can get yourself into a situation where you're getting sued by your health insurance company, a hospital that has a lien. Federal Medicare could apply if you're over 65 or have disability benefits.
So the advice is always have an attorney on your side.
It's always have an attorney on your side, or at least consult with an attorney. And like I said, the consultations are free, so it doesn't cost you anything to have the knowledge.
Which is important. I mean, c'est tout là que il pas coûte 5 ans pour achiter pour parler à un avocat pour connaître exactement qui sont qu'a fait dans la situation hier. M'ta conseillé nous, m'ta recommandé nous pour nous toujours chercher pour nous voir quelques gens que nous ca joindre un avocat qui est compétent, qui compte ça la fait, qui est important. Puis les filles deuxième bagage, un avocat qui care pour corps là, qui care pour les filles qui comprennent circonstances qui ca aider. Et nous toujours dire Maxo, des petites circonstances, n'est pas de problème au gain, make sure que vous contactez Office André Pierre.
Attorney Lane, I understand a malpractice case can take a long time before you get it resolved. If that client needs cash in the meantime, is there a process legally that you can go through to get cash before your case is settled in the court?
On a case where the situation is appropriate, which is a very limited circumstances, I have done an agreement with companies where they can loan the client cash. Okay, but that's a very limited circumstance. And there's not a lot of companies that will do it in Florida. The case I was involved in actually was out of state. It wasn't in Florida. Those companies require the lawyer to sign a document saying that the lawyer will pay them when the case settles. The Florida courts, Supreme Court, also regulates attorneys through the Florida bar, has said that lawyers are not supposed to sign those documents. So those loan companies feel like that's a bit of a risk that the lawyer's not going to guarantee payment. They're relying on the client to pay him back. Now, there's some that'll do it anyway, but you cannot consider these cases as money in a bank account to be withdrawn because a lot can happen. It could be a situation where I've had companies file bankruptcy. Insurance companies go under. All these kinds of things can happen, and then you're stuck with this high-interest loan. So I definitely do not recommend it.
Plus, while you're on that, in terms of getting cash advance, now, in terms of somebody, actually died, whether, in a car crash or any of those issues, can the insurance company actually give money to pay for funeral bills?
I've had cases that, substantial cases where the corporation that was involved will put up some money to support the family in the short term. And a substantial amount of money actually has been put up in a couple of cases. And it's totally their option, though. And if they do it appropriately, they don't ask for an offset at some point down the line. They just do it as a charitable donation. Okay? But those are very rare circumstances.
Comme à l'ordinaire, il y a plein d'informations qui vous partager en dedans d'émission ça, mais malheureusement, nous toujours pas gagné assez de temps. Donc, on a toujours contacté l'office de Maître André Pierre pour plus d'informations si vous avez un cas accident, slip and fall, medical malpractice, tant qu'on a toujours dit, always have an attorney at your side. Non pas moi, c'est Max Sinal. Merci de quitter nous entrer la carrière. Nous rendez-vous semaine prochaine pour notre émission, même j'ai encore. D'ici là, nous souhaitons que vous va passer un bon week-end. Et avec moi, c'était Maître André Pierre et Maître Cullen Lane. Au revoir.
Thank you. Thank you, Maxo.
Thank you
so much. All right.
Thank you.